proud of it. Well, hello and good morning from Mashpee TV. I've got Shane Skinner with me today. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, you actually wanted to be here for whatever reason. I was like, wait a minute, you want me to be an auction item? What?
I did. Anything we can do to help raise money for Heroes in Transition and games.
That's awesome. So yeah, the Boyds, actually, it was Chris and Kristen had asked me, hey, we're looking for something different. Do you mind being an auction item? I was like, for the banquet? Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. I said, but make sure that somebody bids on me. There's always that risk of being out there. And they're like, we don't want that.
Right. Trust me, I've donated a few things that like, you know what, we'll use this next year. Thank you so much. I'm like, oh, great.
Well, that's the thing too. You know, you want to be supportive, but sometimes you want to get something you want. So Shane is here. You've got a business in Dennis that is Devadigm. Maybe talk about your business a little bit.
Sure. Thank you. I own Devadigm. I started actually 10 years ago next month. And so we help small businesses get found online. We offer website design development, social media marketing, search engine optimization, Google ad campaigns, things like that.
Oh, the Google ad campaign always stresses me out.
Yes.
And that's where you guys thrive. Your websites are beautiful. You just redid Heroes in Transition's website.
We did. Thank you. Yeah.
So much nicer. Not that it was bad before, but it's just sleeker.
Yeah, it was a good site, but we made it a little bit more modern, made it really easy for people to find what they're looking for. One of the big things for Heroes in Transition is to promote their programs that they offer for veterans and veteran spouses and families. And so we made it front and center on the homepage and really easy for people to learn about the events and what they have coming up.
What made you start this business? How long have you been in business for?
Almost 10 years. And I moved to the Cape March 2015. And I had the decision then to either find a job or start my business. And I've had the entrepreneurial bug my whole life. My mom owned a store. Find a job or start my business.
Sorry, I'm loud.
And I just decided to take the leap. And I found 2 clients and started working with them. And I still work with them today, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
And, went from there.
Yeah, I never had the entrepreneurial bug. I don't know how I ended up here, but here I am. I needed organizations like E4All. That's why I was asking you, had you worked with them or SCORE? We have so many great places to support small businesses here on the Cape. I don't think there's an area like this anywhere else. I really don't. We're so supportive.
And that's one of the nice things about the Cape and the bridge, I think, kind of helps make us like just a one big community.
Yeah.
Versus other places I've lived where you got your town and then it's the rest of the world, right? Well, the Cape, everybody comes together, and E4All is a fantastic organization. Help you get started and help you grow.
How did you get involved in Heroes?
A good friend of mine, Bo Swayze, years ago, we were in a networking group together, and he came to me and said, hey, you heard about this tournament I do? We raise money for veterans. Well, we need a website. And I was like, all right, what can I do?
We need free things. You're in.
Yeah, do you want to volunteer more of your time? And he says, you have to meet this lady named Cindy Jones. You have to meet her and see what you think. And if anybody has met Cindy, you don't say no to Cindy.
You do have
an amazing person.
You do have to meet her, though.
You have to meet her. And Heroes, it's a tragic story, her son, but it's an amazing story how she has turned that into a positive.
And also just really built a community for our veterans, which is just like, if you've not seen it or been involved with it, you really can't explain how wonderful it is and how many things that they do to support our veterans. And we're so thankful that you're involved with Heroes for sure.
Thanks.
So we've got Ruck for Hit coming up. How are you involved in all of this?
Yeah, so Ruck's great.
He's like, do you run? I'm like, no. Mama hooked up her running shoes a long time ago, but I do drive. So I am with the team the entire time. And in fact, you can talk to some of those runners. We make sure that they stay alive.
Yes.
We are a crucial, critical, key person in that van.
Absolutely. It's such an amazing event. They run from, well, it's changed this year. I think.
Yeah, we're shifting the race just a little bit.
Forestville Fairgrounds starts, but it's a 200-mile race, all down the Cape, all the way to P-Town and back, with the Ruck packs on their back. It's a relay race, so it's a huge fundraiser for Heroes in Transition. My wife and I volunteer at an exchange every year. We'll be at the Dennis Senior Center. I do a lot of volunteering with them. Actually, we built an app.
I love it.
For the Ruck for Hit. Did you use it last year?
I did.
Awesome. So we have an app, so all the runners and drivers and volunteers can log in. They can get any information they need. They can see the whole route.
It was so much better. Yeah, because when I wasn't driving, I was in charge of the map.
Oh, fun.
So it's like both of us are like, okay. And to be honest, I love the first half of the race. And then by midnight, I get real tired. And I'm like, your turn. And then I'm map girl. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You stay awake, though.
That's it.
That's good.
That's it. I got to make sure our runners are safe. They know where they're going. And the next runner is up. And I'm very kind about it.
So last year, our exchange is like 9 a.m. We're there from like 8:30 to like 10. And so I went home, worked all day, had dinner. I think I took a nap, did a few things, and then I had to go volunteer. They had somebody who couldn't make it. So it was like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. And I'm like, you guys are still running? Like, I lived my life and all this other stuff.
You forget.
And like, they're still out here.
Yep.
Like,
2 days. Yeah.
Time.
I know. And it is coming up April 25th and 26th. Teams are raising money right now. So you're going to see fundraisers popping up everywhere. I know Shipwrecked. I was there last night and I was doing trivia and they've got their little pots of gold over at Shipwrecked that they're raising money with. And they've got their fundraiser that they kind of had to shift to the same day as ours. Ours is coming up March 9th. I know, it's fine. We're different people. We're over here in Mashpee. We're going to be over at Knockabout. And our team is raising money. All you have to do is come and have a beer or a seltzer. Easiest thing that you've ever done in your life, right? Come and join us for a beer or a seltzer. And that money is going to Heroes in Transition. So thank you very much to Knockabout for providing that for us. We really appreciate you. But every team is charged with how we're going to make some funds for our team. And I've seen so many creative ways for people to make money.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, what better opportunity? Have a beer, support a veteran. I mean, that's great. I mean,
yeah.
So if I, have a couple, am I supporting multiple veterans or
Yep, exactly. Kristen, Lisa, Eva, thank you very much for what you do for our heroes. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, Shane does a lot. And, we were talking about this off the air about everybody has their strengths, right? And what you can bring to the organization. You don't have to be one of the crazies that's out there. And by the way, 20 teams of crazies this year. 20. Cindy can't make the scones anymore. There's too many scones.
Yeah, she needs volunteers. It's crazy.
She does. And I was just having a conversation yesterday with Carol Sherman. She's like, the amount of scones. And she blew out her oven. She did this. So I think she's outsourcing some scones. But you and Cindy, your wife rather, have this sort of like little fun baking situation. How did that start?
It's amazing. You take two sweet people who are caring and get them together. And so my wife bakes a lot of bread. She does a really great job making homemade bread.
Did that start during pandemic? Did she become a sourdough lady?
She's a sourdough lady.
Okay.
And soon will be a chicken lady. And so, yeah, she's baked bread for a while, but during the pandemic, that was truly hit her peak. And
that's it, where we're all begging and bartering for flour. Who's got it? Who's got the goods?
Exactly. You got a 50-pound bag of flour in the garage, protected, almost in a safe.
Legitimately. Shout out to our friend Junior over at Captain's because he dropped it off on my doorstep. I'm like, I need flour. It's nice to know friends that own restaurants. Thank you very much, sir.
It's good to know people.
Yeah, right? So she's got her flour. We're baking. And then so her and Cindy bonded over their baking.
And so I told her I was going to go meet with Cindy for one of our Ruck meetings or a HIT meeting or whatnot. She goes, all right, great. Here's a loaf of bread. Take this to Cindy. And Cindy, being as sweet as she is, all of a sudden a week later, we get a book in the mail for my wife, a cookbook with other bread recipes in it. So Britt says, well, of course, I'm going to use a recipe from the book and make another loaf of bread. So she made another loaf of bread, gave it to Cindy, and then a week or two later, another book arrives. So Britt says, are we going to have this never-ending loop of...
Yes, it's now a bread off.
So it's a bread off.
Yeah, it's a combination. It's like a dance off, but it's a bread off. Yes. I like that.
What better? I mean, that's pretty
Bring
good.
on the carbs, everybody.
And it works well for me. I get to be the taste tester. Is this okay? Is this good enough for Cindy? I'm going to make a second loaf for her. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Good. Maybe try one more time. I'll taste that one too.
that is awesome. And we love our baking. And I heard you say chicken people. It's a slippery slope, my friend.
So the meme is very, very true. We got a puppy a couple years ago.
Yep.
And I was against it for many, many years and finally caved in and we got a puppy. And I told her this is not a gateway pet. It's not a gateway animal.
You're cute.
To me,
that's funny.
That's what she said. That's what she said. You're cute. So now we have the puppy, we have the sourdough starter, and we're getting chickens in about a month. So.
You and I have a lot of similarities in this respect. Both children, 5 children, blended families, 5 children.
So many kids.
Right?
We're outnumbered.
Right? So let's get chickens and more pets.
Yes. That's right. I mean, you don't have enough things to feed. She has kefir grains that she feeds every day. I don't know if you know what kefir is.
Yep.
So we grow the kefir grains and whatnot. A whole bunch of kids. They want to eat every day. I like to eat every day. And a dog. And then now you want chickens to feed too? There's not enough mouths in the house.
Like I said, you'll have a goat before you
and
know
the goat
it.
was the next on her list.
Yep.
I'm like, we need a bigger yard.
Yep.
Exactly.
My husband was trying to convince me of a cow one time, and I said, "Sir, you do realize that we have a quarter of an acre. There is not going to be a cow here. It's just not."
Well, she knows if we got a cow, it would end up on my smoker at some point.
Oh,
So
she does the bread.
Yes.
And you're the meat guy.
I am. I'm the meat guy.
So where did the love of smoking come in?
Well, there's another meme actually that says when a guy hits age 30, he has to choose to either get into smoking meats or into like the Civil War. And I like both, but obviously I like meat more. So
it's way cooler to smoke meat than Civil War reenactments.
Briskets are really awesome. So that was actually how we got the puppy.
That's
I found a smoker I wanted, and it was not cheap.
Hysterical.
I'll cave. We can get the puppy if I can buy the smoker, as long as you don't ask me how much it is. Like, we can afford it. I saved up, but you can't ask me. She goes, fine.
Oh my gosh. So now is it like, did the people come to the yard? Like your neighbors? Are you the neighborhood meat smoking guy? They're like,
there's actually,
what you got in there?
We have one neighbor who's really, really sweet, but she's a vegan, and she complained, that smells awful. What are you cooking? But everybody else is like, what do you got today?
To be fair, if anybody's ever watched my show, I really thought someone was smoking some weird meats in my neighborhood, but it happened to be my neighbor was on fire. Yep.
Oh no.
That was a real Mashpee thing.
Oh,
Sorry
geez.
to deflate our meat smoking incident,
right? Wow.
but I've had different neighbors complain about different things. We all didn't complain, but then afterwards we were all getting together over at Tino's, and I was like, "Did you?" And they were like, "Yeah, we smelled it."
Oh no.
That's
awful.
It was awful, right? I would much rather smoke meats in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Yes. Smoked meats, not houses.
Yeah, right. People, just people.
Oh, man.
So not only do you work with Heroes in Transition for Ruck for Hit, but you've also got the Top Shot Invitational.
Yeah. So that's
Are you a gun guy? It's like you
a
shoot.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to the range.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I gave that up when I decided to have children.
It's
And
actually-
don't get me wrong, I'm prior service. I've handled weapons before. It was the first time I ever did because my parents are immigrants. And they're like, "You're going to do what?" What? It's like, I threw a live hand grenade yesterday. I'm great. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Yeah, right. No, but I do every once in a while like to go to the range and have a good time. And Toby does a really good job over there at Cape Cod Works.
They do. Yeah, it's a great range, great spot. And you know what I like to say is it's like meditation for me. Because being in the range is the only place where I can't think about the kids or the chickens or the dog or the clients or the work or business. I have to be focused. I have a weapon there, and it's dangerous. And
do you think our lives are a product of our ADD?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. So it's nice to just shut everything out and
right?
You know, just
have that quiet moment there. But also, this is a kind of a funky fundraiser, which is I kind of like it.
It's fun. The Veterans Top Shot Invitational. It's May 15th and 16th. It's a 2-day event. This is our 7th year, I believe.
Yeah.
And so we have a golf tournament at Bayberry Hills Golf Course on May 15th. It's a Thursday this year. And a target shooting, of course, on Friday at Cape Cod Works. And half the proceeds go to Heroes in Transition and half go to the Nicholas Xaros Memorial Foundation.
I love it.
So all goes to veterans on Cape Cod. And it's just a great event. It's a fun time. Everybody's there for a good time. Come out, do some golf, and
Kristen, get there, everyone.
I love it.
You are amazing. Yay, Shade Skidder.
Where's Kristen?
Kristen Alexander. Of course it is.
Glad you're watching.
Well, her and John do so many things for this organization, and they work with a lot of the couples. And that's kind of the space in which there is a difficulty, this difficult reentry, difficulty isolation. And this is really a lot of the things that Heroes in Transitions does to continue to put families back together, to continue to support the veterans reentry, support marital life, support regular life. Like it's whatever that looks like for you, because everybody's different.
What is regular?
Yeah, right. Right. I don't know, some sort of I feel okay today.
Yeah, basically.
That's regular life right there. It's kind of hard to say with 5 kids. So
yeah, that's amazing though. Kristen and John, they do so much, and all the facilitators with HIT. they have the 4 different program groups, right? They have the veterans group, the families group, couples and spouses. And so that was really smart of HIT because, of course, support the veterans, help give them the help they need, but also who else is affected, right? Who else is impacted? And the spouses. And I wasn't able to serve, I mentioned to you. So this is how I serve now, but I can't imagine going away and, on tour or anything and then coming back and just, okay, boom, you're back to normal life.
Yeah,
now,
right.
And boom, you're back with your partner and your spouse. And
that's it. Go make websites now.
Yeah, exactly. And for the spouse, like, wait, they're back again. And it's got to be a tough transition. So it's great to have these programs to help people and help them succeed.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. What else is going on in your world? I feel like we've covered all of it. It's wild.
Right? I might be talking too fast.
No, it's like the fastest 15 minutes. I know. It's like, and for whatever reason, I got to thank Chris Ball over here at Mashpee TV. Yeah. He jacked up the heat, but it's also going to be a really nice day today. So I'm so excited. I already said to him before you walked in and I knew that you had your smoker, I was like, I'm telling Cliff to fire up that Blackstone because I want hibachi tonight on the back deck.
That's awesome.
These are the moments in which we need to savor because it's going to be ripped from our clutches in a few days and back down at 20 and 30 degree weather.
Yeah, it gets cold quickly here. I was able to use the smoker last weekend. I made some bacon, which is great. I carried some pork belly for 8 days. I made some homemade smoked bacon, which is really good.
I would use that for ramen.
Yeah, that'd be
smoked
good.
Pork belly. Yeah, that sounds so good. Kristen said you both do such a big part for Heroes in Transition. So thank you. She's like, regular life, what?
What is that?
I don't know, right? We don't know what that looks like, but if you're enjoying your regular life, there you go.
Absolutely.
Regular life is going to Joann's Fabrics before they go out of business.
They mean it this time. That great. So
this is always what happens. Seriously, they've been threatening to go out of business for the last 2 years. So we're like, it could be the last time. It could be the last time. It's going to be the last time, but the sales aren't quite there yet. Yeah. But what's going to happen is people are going to go in there for that last time, suck up all of the things. And then when the sales happen, it's not going to be stuff we want.
There's nothing left.
Right?
I think that's why they do it.
Bye, Joann's. Thank you. I know people that are definitely affected by it are hobbyists out there. I know my daughter was home this past weekend, and besides having a fight with her brother over Nutella and cupcakes, they had to go to the craft store because she needed all kinds of things. I don't even know. She beading, jewelry making. I can't keep up with the crafts.
There's a lot. Yes.
Well, how do you balance all of that with the kids? I'm sure they're all very different like ours. And it's always like, do you feel like you're a wrestling match commentator sometimes?
Yeah. It is funny. Britt and I sit and we watch the kids and especially two of them, two of our middle-aged, they're spitting images of her. And so they'll argue with each other. And it's like watching two of her argue with herself. And she's like, that's obnoxious. How do you stand it? Like, I used to drink.
It's like, I love you. Hysterical.
No, just smoke meat.
That's it. I'll be in the backyard.
I'll be in the backyard.
Things. This is where I'm at.
If you need me, I'll be up back.
But maybe that's your balance. You know what I mean? From dealing with all of that. Maybe talk about your business as far as like how do you maintain that balance of time management?
Time management is hard, and especially when you I work out of a home office, and I'm sure everybody's, great, you're home. Can you help me? Or can you, we have, friends or neighbors will call and say, hey, can you just come help me? Whatever. I gotta move this couch. I need to move this. I need to do whatever. You're home, right? Well, yeah, I'm also working.
Right.
I'm at work. Yeah.
Right.
And
my husband will do some coding and he's like, I'm in a zone.
Yes.
Like when you just can't pick it up and leave it when you're in the middle of things. So how do you like lock yourself in a room and like don't
shut the office door and I have a really bad reputation actually with clients, which isn't good, but I don't answer my phone very often.
Because you're doing something, you're on project.
And I answer the phone, it takes time to then like get my headspace back there and okay, what was I doing? And if you miss a semicolon, then you're just hosed, nothing worse. So I usually mute my phone if I'm going to be actually working on a site and I just kind of tune everything else out. And I used to actually listen to music, or I actually used to listen to podcasts a lot. Now I can't. I have to have silence.
Yeah.
Like just let me work, let me do my thing. And we both, Britt and I, Britt does all the social media for Devadigm.
Yep.
And so we both kind of got in this habit now where we're kind of like focused really, intensely for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then, okay, let's go take a few minutes and feed the dog or go go for a quick walk or play a game or something. But just give me 5 or 10 minutes to kind of like unwind and clear my head, and then I can go get real focused again, and that works really well.
Yeah,
I used to just sit there for so long that my back would hurt, my feet were hurt from sitting in.
I'm that kind of worker. I'm like, I'm in it, I'm here, I'm sitting here, I'm not going to leave here until it's finished. And my husband's like, every 10 minutes I can hear him like on the piano. He's set up his little the ADD workstation, and it makes me laugh because it's like a circle around the room. He's got like painting over here. He's got a piano over here. He's got the guitar he noodles with. He's got the games over here. And it's like, he'll do a little bit of work and then play a little game or do whatever. I was like, okay, Willy Wonka. I don't know what's happening in there. We're on a deadline for this. How's it looking?
Right.
To be fair, I'm one of those awful human beings that's like, I need this for my website. That's this and a code for this. Can you just like get it done? Magic it up.
Minutes? Yeah.
And he's like, you don't understand how any of this works, do you?
Yeah.
It's like, nope.
Well, I love that you mentioned ADD because that's how it is a lot, especially my wife. She cracks me up because we'll be working and all of a sudden she's like, oh, I'm going to go down and get coffee. All right, great. Well, I have 4 screens where I work. I use 2 or 3 of them to work with, but I have one that has security cameras around the yard. And I'll look up and I'll see her in the garden. She'll be out in the garden, like, picking vegetables.
Because it truly is.
You're getting coffee.
like I did that and I saw something outside, so I had to go investigate that. Funny. Now I'm here.
I had to go throw peanuts for the Blue Jays, and then also I got distracted by the garden, and then,
It's so true. I think that's also mom brain. We have so many things that we balance all the time, and it's constant. So when you're home and working too, and then you're like, oh, I'll just throw in this load of laundry while I'm trying to multitask and go do this and start this. And then it won't be so bad when I have to heavy lift this. And then all of a sudden it's the end of the day. Nothing's complete. You did your best.
17 projects are like 75% done. What'd you do today? I have no idea.
Oh my God, Chris, it was like, invite Shane to party. He brings the best smoker food. What's up, Michael Pacella? Thanks for joining us on the show. Vanna's got a big birthday coming up, and I'm very much looking forward to her party. We're celebrating her over at Coonamessett, and it's just going to be a big, huge, fun party, and they're doing that for Tommy's Place.
Oh, cool. Oh, good.
Like I said, it takes a village, and our village does so many wonderful things, and we're always throwing support wherever we can. Also, Michael Kroll, thanks for joining us on the show. We got a lot of people checking in here this morning. I've got Shane Skinner here from Devadigm, and he is talking about Heroes in Transition and all the wonderful work that we do to support this organization.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't think of a better human than Cindy Jones is for setting this up, but it has taken on a life of its own.
Yeah, it really has grown, and it's neat to speak with her and she kind of reminisces about when it started.
Yeah.
She remembers knocking on doors and sitting around her table with her husband and 1 or 2 other people and talking things through. And now it's this huge organization. They have 15 programs now that support, like I said, the veterans, the families, the spouses, and the couples. There's a staff, a small team, and a huge army of volunteers. I think 40 something ambassadors. I'm one of the ambassadors, and it's a big family. He likes to say, everybody's a family, and it takes a village. Well, this one takes
several of them,
yeah.
All of them from every one of the Cape in
Absolutely.
Which we're going to be running in. So I'm going to talk about the race just a little bit and remind everyone, yes, please donate. Yes, please come to our fundraisers, but also please be mindful of human beings on the road. And we are having more teams than we've ever had. And yes, it is prior to season, but it's still like right after Easter. We're probably going to have just a bunch of people here. Just be mindful. These people are not paying attention. They are focused on running their race. And it might be a point where they've been up for 20 hours already and they are not human beings anymore.
No, and they're probably hating life at that point, I imagine. So do them a favor and give them some space while they're running. And
just watch people on the roadway. I just get so nervous, especially since we're always distracted with everything that's going on in our life. And now we're going to just take to the roadways on the Cape. And I get very nervous Ruck weekend just because it's a lot of moving parts and it's a lot of people. And more than ever this year, which is super exciting, but also stressful.
Yeah, 20 teams at least,
right?
7 people per team.
I know.
7 runners, 2 drivers, could be some support runners. I mean, we're couple hundred people involved in this.
Yeah, I've got to shout out to my other driver, Craig, who knows where all of the porta potties are on Cape Cod. So if you need a bathroom, you should get with him actually and put them on the maps.
You could do that. You absolutely could do that. And that's a really good friend to have. I mean, if you're
Right?
doing a long drive,
He's like, I know where it is, guys. Hold, please.
you need the bathroom guy, you need the snack guy. Like, where can we get a coffee?
100%.
And a good scone, obviously from Cindy, but down Cape, where can we get
Yeah.
snacks? And where are the restrooms? That's
So yeah, if you cannot run, if you cannot come to one of the fundraisers, that's another place in which you can volunteer as being a snack person, being a person that's on the side of the road at one of the pickups or drop-offs. And just a smiling face sometimes is really nice to see. You know what it's like. You're in a good spot of the race where you guys volunteer. Your pit stop is like mostly, okay, we did our first night. We're here. Everything's all right.
Yep.
Nothing hurts too badly yet.
Nobody's too sore yet. Everybody's in good spirits still, and they're awake, which is great. And come down to Dennis Senior Center for Active Living, and we'll be there usually like 8:30 to 10 or so.
Yeah.
And it's good. Britt usually makes cookies or makes something. I just want to put her on the spot now on the radio. Sorry, hon. But she'll bake something yummy, and it's just a fun time.
Good morning, Miss Dawn. Kristen, Ruck, you have stories. Oh, I have stories. You have stories. Mari, good morning. We love Shane. Thanks for having him on. Oh, I love that. See, the family, heroes, Mari, Kristen, Dawn. We've got a bunch of people here. Michael, Melissa. Yeah, Melissa, her mom is one of my Ruckers. And Colleen is the one who got me involved in this in the first place because she decided to run for me as a veteran.
Okay.
The first time. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. And she's like, how about driving? I was like, how bad could it be?
I can go drive for a little while. No problem.
I was like, I left that van and I was like, that was like the most magical and most awful experience of my life. And my husband's like, you'll never have to do that again. 4 years later, and I can't leave it. I can't leave my team now.
What is Sunday like after being a driver? Is it the 24 hours on the couch just
No.
relaxing?
Last year I had another fundraiser that I had to go to, and that is what's going to be happening this year. It is the dance marathon.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, we will be raising money for the Women's Early Detection Fund at Cape Cod Hospital.
Oh wow.
Right afterwards. So I'm DJing for all of the dance studios on Cape Cod. We're talking 300 dancers, dance schools, all of their outfits. And I was like a puddle afterwards. So I was so overtired, so crazy. And then I'm watching all these girls dance, and some of them are to these like really moving pieces. And I'm bawling my eyes out because I'm already fumes, you know what I mean? But I was like, I must look so crazy. Like, who gets so emotional over an 11-year-old's dance piece? That's not even their 11-year-olds. And I'm like, oh my God, she's beautiful. I'm that mom. So yeah. This is me once again. I've got to stack it up. You live once, everybody. And
right? YOLO.
I'm trying to get it in. So yes, normal people will have a couple of drinks and go home and be driven by their spouse. Me, no. We've got another event to get to. Let's go.
Well, the great thing is after all that, right? So that's 3 days then of volunteering and all these things and no sleep and everything else. Don't worry, you're going to walk home. Or you can walk in the door and the kids are like, hey, what's your dinner?
Yeah, 100%.
You've been sitting there for the past 6 hours.
Mom, you've been gone for 3 days.
Okay,
I need a hot meal.
Yeah.
It's going to be my son. No joke. You've clocked that very well. I do have to say, I really do have the most supportive spouse on earth. I'm very thankful for my husband. Shout out to Cliff, who always picks up the pieces of my crazy. I'm like, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And he's like, what? Okay.
All right.
He's always down for a bad idea. I love you, babe.
That's awesome.
And this is why we're lucky, right?
Yeah,
we have that support system.
Yep.
This is what Heroes is.
Person, and Britt's awesome, and she's the same way, and she kind of looks at me sometimes and laughs and shakes her head. But then when she says, "Hey, we're getting a puppy and we're getting chickens, and we're doing this, we're doing that," then I kind of laugh and shake my head and say, "Okay." So
I'll be at the smoker.
Yep, exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah,
Shane, give your business a plug a little bit. If you're looking for a website redesign, if you're looking for someone to do social, SEO, Google, any of those things, that's what you do.
Absolutely, yeah. Devadigm, we help people get found online. We love working on websites. It's kind of where it started, is the website design and development world. We still do social media marketing, Google ads. We do a lot of different things. I mentioned for the Ruck for Hit, we built, I call it an app. It's actually just a responsive website, but it looks like an app. There's an icon in the phone, and you log in like it's an app. And we can do things like that. We do membership sites for clients, and just a lot of work like that. So if you need anything like that, feel free to reach out.
I love it. We appreciate you and everything that you do. Ruck for Hit's coming up April 25th and 26th. Top Shot Invitational is coming up May 15 and 16.
Yep, absolutely.
So get involved.
Great ways to get involved, great organizations, and please get involved somehow.
Thanks for coming on with me.
Yeah,
look at that, 30 minutes. We did it.
Awesome.
Thank you very much to MashP TV, Chris Ball, and channel 1072 in HD. If you're not seeing that on your box, you need a new one. Call 1-800-COMCAST. I'll be back on the show here at MashP TV tomorrow with Hank. We got a lot to talk about. It's date night, and I'm sure he's going to regale us with all kinds of fun things to do. We'll talk then. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Whoop, whoop. Cliff is the man, said Huck. I miss you, Huck. We'll see you soon. Hi, Cheryl. Bye, Cheryl.